What's up, parents and students? Some important camp information to send out to you. Camp is coming up super quick. This Sunday, actually. We will leave after second service concludes. So come to church as normal. Bring your bags with you. You can store your bags in the cave room downstairs. If you're not sure which room that is, head down the kids' hallway past the library. It's the first door on the right. Ask someone for help if you're not sure. We can put bags in there until after service, or you can just leave them in your car if you're comfortable with that. And after service, we will have pizza for lunch, and then we'll load up and head out to camp. Do not leave, parents, your student behind until you've confirmed with the people at the check-in table that all of your forms are filled out and filled out completely. We cannot take students on the vans with us unless we've confirmed that those forms are completely filled out. So if you leave and there's something that's not signed, we're gonna have to call you and have you come back. It's gonna be a huge inconvenience for you. Make sure that you check in at the check-in table before you leave your student on Sunday. If you're eating with us after church, we'll have food ready by 12:15. And if you're showing up to the church after service, if you're coming from elsewhere and you're not planning to eat with us, be here no later than 12:45. During this week, the things I need you to make sure that you do is finish all registration details. I will be emailing out copies of the registration forms. There's a camp form, and there are two Hayes Hills forms. There's the permission form, and then there's the health and wellness acknowledgement form. All three of those must be filled out in completion and brought with you on Sunday. Do not bring completed forms to me on Wednesday. I will not accept them on Wednesday. I will tell you to hold on to them until Sunday. We don't want to have to keep track of forms throughout the week. We just want them all on Sunday. If you have not paid your camp balance, I'll be sending a balance due reminder email. So if you get that and you have questions about it, feel free to contact me. Otherwise, you'll be able to follow the link in that email to pay off your camp balance. Bring medication. Don't pack it deep inside your bag. Bring it ready to turn in. So here's the rules on medication. Make sure you follow this very clearly. Prescription medication, absolutely, per state law, has to be turned in to us at check-in. We will put it in a Ziploc bag with identification on whose it is, and then we will lock it away in a medication lockbox and have chaperones assigned to making sure it gets distributed as needed. Allergy medication, your student can keep with them. So if they need to take allergy meds, just have them keep that with them. EpiPens and inhalers can also stay with the student. Things like ibuprofen, actually this lists exactly ibuprofen, Tylenol, Benadryl, and Excedrin. Do not bring. We cannot have students having those in their bags, in their cabins at all. But part of that health and wellness acknowledgement form you will sign is an option to give us permission to administer those drugs. We will have all of them with us. Our policy is that one time in a 24-hour period, if you've signed that waiver, we will give your child the medication they require. And if they need it a second time within 24 hours, we will shoot you a text and let you know, hey, so-and-so has had a headache. They took ibuprofen earlier. They'd like ibuprofen again. It's great for us to have permission to administer those things without having to contact you. But if a child or student needs it multiple times within the same day, I feel like it's best to let you as the parent know. And so we'll be doing that. As far as prescription meds go, one more note, use the original containers with the prescription label on it. We can't have you bringing medication in Ziploc bags just loosely where we don't know what they are. They need to be in the original containers. As far as traveling goes, we will be moving to camp in a caravan of several rental vans and some leaders' vehicles. The trip to camp is quite a bit shorter this year. Last year ended up being well over 4 hours. This year it's about 3 hours over to Palacios, Texas, which is over on the coast. Students will be required to wear their seatbelts at all times in vehicles, no exceptions. We will make one and only one stop on the way to and from camp for a bathroom break. So make sure your students prepared for that. They're not taking a huge drink and having to use the restroom. We'll stop about halfway each time, and that will be the only stop that we can make for time's sake. We cannot make extra stops. And let me see if I got anything else on the traveling. The way that we do seating for vehicles for retreats is we allow our upperclassmen, starting with our just graduated seniors, and then we go class by class, allowing them to pick their seats. This can mean the middle schoolers end up not getting to sit exactly where they wanted to, but it's the only way we found that's equitable to everybody. Those middle schoolers someday will be in high school and older, and will get priority seating. So everybody just needs to be chill about that. It's not that big of a deal. Rules to follow cabin wise when we get to camp. We have one building that has 3 cabins on each side of it. And we will separate guys and girls to different sides of the building. So there'll be 3 girls cabins and 3 guy cabins. And the way that we will organize that is we'll have on each side a middle school cabin, and then we'll have a freshman sophomore cabin, and that means going into freshman year and into sophomore year. And then we'll have an upperclassman cabin that'll be our rising juniors and seniors, as well as those students who just graduated this year. And there will be room for everybody and some chaperones in each of those cabins. If cabin is full, there'll be space for everybody. But if it's a little crowded, like I know the guys' side, the upperclassman cabin is going to be pretty full. If a few of those students want to move over to the freshman sophomore cabin just for some space, totally fine. I'm not super worried about if we need to rearrange a little bit. As long as leaders know where you're at and they give the okay, feel free to figure that out. As far as cabins go, there is just no reason to ever be in a cabin that's not yours. Obviously, guys are never ever allowed anywhere near the girls' side, not even near the doors on the girls' side, and vice versa. But even the same gender, you really don't have a reason to be going in and out of cabins that are not your own. So use common sense with that, and don't be messing with other people's things. When you're at your cabin during free time, you need to be with a group of 3 or more, or when you're going around and playing different games and doing things at free time, we need to stay in groups of 3 or more. We'll be reiterating that throughout camp. There is 0 tolerance on pranks. Pranks just never end well for somebody. I know they're fun for the person pulling the prank, but they're usually not fun for the person being pranked. And so if pranks happen, it's an immediate call to parents. Depending on severity, it might be an immediate sending you home and having your parents come get you. But at least it will be a warning, and anything beyond that warning will be heading home. Students must attend all scheduled activities. The schedule will be put up at each session, each day. You'll know where you're supposed to be. You'll be given times. There's no exceptions to that. If something's going on where you feel like you need an exception, you must talk to a leader and have them figure out how we're going to handle your need and whether or not we can authorize whatever it is you need. But you must be where you're supposed to be. There's some free time built into the afternoons and evenings, and so you'll have a chance to have some freedom there, but most of the day is scheduled, and I need you where you're supposed to be. We have total with leaders 102 people going this year, which is the most we've ever taken anywhere by a long shot. So I need everyone to be where they're supposed to be at all times. There's no going back to cabins just to hang out because you don't want to do the activity, or that if you're not participating, you're still where we are for different scheduled activities. Another thing about the cabins, I'm going to put on the what to bring list to bring snacks with you. There's also going to be a snack shack and a gift shop at camp. So if you want to bring some spending money, you can do that. But you can also just bring your own snacks from home and have them that way. Another thing that I'm really strict on is no one should be getting into someone else's snacks in the cabins. Seems obvious, but we've had some issues in the past of people thinking that snacks in the cabins are just kind of a free-for-all. Those belong to the person who brought them, and you may not touch them unless they say so. So just be smart about that. Our illness policy, once again, I said there'll be a permission slip called the Health and Wellness Acknowledgement. That's going to list all of our health requirements to be able to come to camp. Things like not having a fever or vomiting or other signs of illness within 24 hours of camp. If you have those symptoms before camp, it's pretty simple. Don't show up on Sunday. That stinks, and I feel bad if that happens for you. In fact, my own daughter wasn't able to attend Winter Blast a couple years ago for those things, and so we know how much of a bummer that is. But it's far more egregious to show up and get everyone else who attends sick. So please be smart about that. Be praying that everybody stays healthy and can come along this week. If you are ill, you cannot attend. And if you do show up and we notice that you aren't feeling well, then your parents going to have to come get you. And they're going to be mad that they have to drive 6 hours to come back and forth. So don't try to deceive anyone if you're not feeling well. Be honest about it, and stay home to protect everyone else for the love of the entire group. Let's see what else we got. We will be returning Thursday, July 10th at no later than 1 o'clock. We're shooting for 12:30 for being back, but we plan to be back by 1 o'clock. Your student will be hungry when they get back. We're not eating lunch on Thursday. So prepare to feed them when you pick them up. If you want to stay in the loop, make sure that you're signed up for text messaging. If I need to send out any important information, that will go out via our text message service first and foremost. I'll also be sending out some info this week to whatever email you use to register. So be checking that. Make sure you check your junk folder if you're not seeing emails. For instance, I'll definitely send out the permission slips and the what to bring list here today to that email, as well as the text messages. The what to bring list will have everything that you need to bring, as well as some things that you shouldn't bring. Cell phones are always on the do not bring list, but we do allow you to have your student to have a cell phone, but it's at their own risk. If it's broken, lost, whatever, we will not take any responsibility for that. They don't need their cell phone, and so if you're worried about those things, ask them not to bring it. And then make sure on the back of the what to bring list, there is the camp information, as well as my phone number, Josh's phone number, and Danny's phone number. So make sure you have those in case there's an emergency and you need to get a hold of us. You can use those numbers to try and contact us. Obviously, if it's the afternoon and we're out on the water, we might not have our phone with us. So if you can't get a hold of us, I've also put the camp number on there that you can call. And as far as packing goes, another note on packing, we do have 2 trailers, but with 102 people and having to take all of our sound equipment, it's going to get real full. I cannot have students bringing more than, think like an airline, right? One bag, like no more than what you would be able to take on an airplane size, a backpack, and bedding. That is absolutely it. If you show up with 2 or 3 suitcases, we're going to have an issue, because I don't know that we're going to be able to get all of your stuff packed. So make sure you're wise about how you pack. Follow that what to bring list to make sure you have what you need. Obviously, we're going to be out in the sun a lot and at the beach, so bring sunscreen. There was a lot of mosquitoes when we were there the other week, so bring some bug spray. Off makes some really nice bug sprays that aren't stinky. If you can bring the non-stinky bug spray, it's easier to wear it all day and not smell bad, because I know some of y'all are not wanting to smell like bug spray all day, but you're going to regret it if you're not wearing bug spray when we're outside. I think that concludes things for now. I might send a follow-up later this week if there's some things that we ended up missing. Please let me know if you have questions that I did not answer. Your questions are helpful for me because they remind me of things maybe I didn't say, and I can send that info out to everyone. So shoot your questions to me this week. Looking forward to an awesome week at camp. Our theme this year is all in. And just want to reiterate to students and teach them that the Christian life is an all-in lifestyle, that we don't halfway follow Jesus, we do it all the way. So be praying for your students. If there are things that would be helpful to know that are going on in y'all's lives, students or adults, that would be helpful to pray for students and know how to connect with them this week, feel free to shoot that info my way as well, and I'll distribute that to their small group leader. Praying for your students, praying for a great week, praying everybody stays healthy. Wednesday, I will have printed copies of the permission slips that students can take home with them. Otherwise, you can print them off yourself via the email. And we're looking forward to Sunday and getting going. God bless.